Hello, everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Choreographer, coach and psychologist of movement Benoit Richaud on his spiritual approach to figure skating. Road to Milano Cortina 2026. One of the world's most sought-after figure skating choreographers shared his creative process, personal stories of choreography serving as therapy, and dreamed to bring the sport closer to art. Benoit Richaud prefers to stay at a fair distance from the ice at figure skating competitions, but his towering, all-black silhouette is still impossible to miss. Dressed in a long black coat or black leather jacket, the renowned choreographer and coach from France draws a lot of attention in the glittering world of figure skating. For his skaters, however, he is a calming presence. When they step on the ice, Richaud's magnetic gaze locks on them and remains so until the final notes of their programs. With my close skaters, the ones I work with the most, sometimes I have the feeling that I can feel the beat of their heart inside myself, so I can feel the total connection of what they are trying to portray, Richaud told Olympics. It's a blessing to have such a feeling. It is this deep connection with his skaters that has helped Richaud to choreograph some of the most moving programs seen on the ice in recent years. For some of the athletes, his programs have been akin to therapy, and Richaud hopes this spiritual experience of figure skating extends to the fans as well. I will not be satisfied if my work as a choreographer will be only to do choreography, he said. We need to try to bring something higher than just the sports. It has to be almost philosophical. It has to be spiritual. It has to give a message to people. A number of Richaud's programs will be on display at the 2025 ISU World Figure Skating Championships taking place in Boston, USA from 25 to March 30th. Olympics spoke to the visionary choreographer about his creative process and approach to figure skating as a spiritual experience with the power to teach and heal. Benoit Richaud, bringing stories to the ice. Richaud has never been one to stick to the classic playbook of figure skating. Even his presence during training sessions, monochrome down to his black skate blades, suggests of a rebellion. The 37-year-old choreographer fit the mold better when he competed as a junior ice dancer in the early 2000s, but was quick to realize his true calling was on the other side of the rink boards. I was a decent skater, Richaud said. But there is something that I understood very fast, as I was not made to compete. I was already behind the board very young, and everything I do is for my skater. I have a huge pleasure watching them skating. And for Richaud, watching skating equals watching stories. While he has a deep appreciation for the technical elements of the sport, the artistic side is where he finds the biggest rewards. His programs are a flurry of characters and storylines with every detail down to the smallest hand gesture well thought out. I always try to bring stories. I always try to say something to people. I always try to make people feel an emotion. I always try to catch the attention of different people, not just fans, said Richaud, who was named Best Figure Skating Choreographer at the 2024 ISU Skating Awards and is nominated again in 2025. It is very important that the skater propose something to everyone. And I think telling a story, having a purpose, creating an atmosphere, a mood, is very important to a program. Richaud's I Am a Woman program that helped Japan's Sakamoto Kaori win 2 medals at Beijing 2022 is a good example of the message-filled choreography he tries to craft for his athletes. In it, Sakamoto skates to a poetic monologue about different female roles in the family and female emancipation. Spoken words are also featured in Adam Seohim FA's exhibition program this season. Richaud choreographed the Vincent van Gogh theme skate for the French 2-time European champion, who he also coaches, while Seohim FA's other coach, musician Cédric Tour, composed the track for it. I'm a big fan of abstract minimalism, but I also want people to understand what we are doing, Richaud said of his emphasis on storytelling. We don't realize it, but a lot of people, they struggle, and they are maybe not so happy. And I think watching figure skating can give them something different, and it can give them the opportunity to be free. It can give them the opportunity to be disconnected, and maybe it can also give them the opportunity to reconnect to their true emotion and true feeling, therapy through choreography. While Richaud's skaters act out characters on the ice, there is a genuine authenticity to their performances as well. Crafting programs that resonate with his athletes requires Richaud to be completely in tune with their emotions to untangle their hopes and fears, almost like a psychologist would. Fortunately for Richaud, this is one of his biggest strengths. Since I was a kid, I could see what kind of person I have in front of me, or I can see when the person is telling me, "Oh, I'm good," but I know that person is not feeling good, Richaud said. It's probably because I'm very connected to my own emotion. And when I care about someone, I really try to be authentic and honest with them, and I really connect to them. The deep connections Richaud has formed with his skaters help him to choreograph stories that intertwine with their journeys and place in life. One example is Nina Pinzerone's free skate this season. While it is set to music from the Handmaid's Tale television series, Richaud decided that Margaret Atwood's dystopian theme was too dark for the Belgian 18-year-old and created an original story for her. The main protagonist is a young girl who is shipwrecked but gets to see all her memories and say goodbye to her friends before she drowns in the water. It is a moving skate that shows a more mature side of Pinzerone while also acknowledging her youthfulness. Such revelations on the ice showing sides of the skaters that they may not have suspected of can be akin to therapy, Richaud said. I can feel what my skater feels, like the psychologist of movement, he explained. It's having this ability to read the mind of the skater. Finland's Janne Jyrkkänen signed up for a 2-week class with Richaud in June 2024. The young skater was going through a rough patch at the time, having missed the podium in all her competitions in the 2023 and 2024 season as she struggled to adjust to her growth spurt. Richaud choreographed both of her new competition skates and was delighted when a Finnish figure skating judge approached him in December with words of praise for Jyrkkänen's transformation. She said to me, "You totally changed her the way she is." And she didn't speak about choreography, Richaud said. After she's been working with me, she said the way she is totally changed. She feels much more confident. She feels much more relaxed. She feels much more herself. So yes, definitely, I think that choreography can be like a therapy. It is not always that Richaud puts the spotlight on his skaters and their emotions. On several occasions, he inadvertently turned that spotlight on his own inner world. I did that a few times and I didn't realize it, Richaud said. I have no idea what I'm doing because when I start there is no story. Sometimes there is, but most of the time it's like the stories coming through the choreography. Please subscribe the channel, share this with a friend, thank you.